Once again, here we are. Is that a good enough intro for you guys? You know, is that good enough? Or does it have to be hooky and get you guys hooked to make you watch? You know, dude, I'm going to tell you something real fast. You know, you think you have like good people out here in the YouTube universe. I'm here to break some bad news to you guys. You know, I was talking with my woman this morning about this, and it doesn't matter what information we come across that proves that the Israeli government killed Charlie Kirk. Even if you had it, what are you going to do with it? All people are going to do with it is nothing. They're going to bitch about it. They're going to complain. Candace Owens is going to run her mouth. Heavy Duty Country is going to run his mouth. And Jesse on Fire is going to run his mouth. And you know what? I'm not calling these people out. What I'm proving a point is, what in the hell are we going to do with the information? Nothing. You're going to whine and cry about it, and then a year later, it's going to be all forgotten about, dude. You know, these people kind of piss me off. You know why? Because they're not focused on creating some type of movement that is going to help hold these people, these criminals in government, accountable for what they do to us on a daily basis, which is gaslight us, hornswoggle us, schmaggle whatever you in the head. There's no holding them to account. They're never going to stop funding the Israeli government with your tax money. They're never going to really look into the Charlie Kirk case, even though in their minds, look, you are sheep to be slaughtered. You are cattle to be slaughtered. And that's even scripture. I'm not going to get on here and cuss like all these other people, and they claim to be Christians, wearing Isaiah 53 shirt with 3 nails on it, died for our, pierced for our transgressions. You know what, dude? Don't get on YouTube and start running your mouth with cussing and using filthy language while wearing scripture on your shirt. Dude, you're a hypocrite and a liar. Who says you're a Christian? If you're going to get on there and start running your mouth using filthy language while believing you're a Christian, look, I'm no judge. I'm just saying, the example you're putting out there for others, bro, it's not you are the worst example. If you're going to run your mouth and cuss and say, I'm a Christian, I believe in Jesus, and then you're dropping 80 F-bombs on your channel, bro, I'm done with it. I don't want to listen to none of it anymore. It's always been a turnoff for me, dude. Like, why can't you just use regular language? You know why? Because all you're into is clicks. And it's part of who you are, is using the F word. And I'm going to break the bad news to you, guy, that Jesus Christ, did you ever see him or read him using foul language? Did you ever read of him using any bad language? No, he was sinless. And although we cannot be sinless because of our flesh, you gotta try and stop using the dirty language. You're influencing this sphere of young men who are growing up to be something that is like counterproductive to the good in society. They're learning how to cuss. Oh, this is what Christians do. Oh, this is what Christians do, is they cuss. Oh, look at that. I don't want to be a Christian. I'd rather not be a Christian and just live my life the way that I want to live it. Look at this guy. And this guy's got 600,000 followers. Ooh, oh my God. Really? Oh, wow. He's got so many subs. In the book of Revelation, our beloved St. John talks about the sea, he's not talking about the ocean of water. He's talking about the sea of people. The sea of people, like when you go to a rock concert or a Snoop Dogg concert, yeah, man, you go to one of these concerts, what do you see? What does the performer see when he looks out? Leave it in the comments. He sees a sea of people. Now the world is the sea. Now when he talks about the multitude, he's talking about the followers of Christ, the martyrs, the saints. You guys get my point. Where are the men? Where are the leaders? Dude, just because you're 250 and you are a grown-up male and you know how to shoot a gun does not make you some type of Christian alpha whatever. Bro, I'm a Sigma type male. And you know what? Honestly, it works better for me to be like that rather than be the guy who needs all the attention in the room, who's Mr. Tough Guy and who's got to prove his point with his fragile ego. Be a Sigma male, dude. Just be quiet. Use your words wisely. Be patient. Wait for the opportunity. Don't walk in the room like, yeah, man. Yeah, I'm the alpha. Yeah. You know, what a jack. You know, guys, I'm just sick and tired of it. Like, I don't even watch these channels anymore because it's all fluff. I don't care about Erica Kirk. Let God judge her. Let God deal with her. And you know what? That goes along with everything else. And by the way, this is a beautiful day, guys. That's called a jack thumbnail. We're just going to start calling them jack nails instead of thumbnails. Thumbnail, bro. Is it the right thumbnail? Is it going to get enough attention? Am I gathering all the people I want on this video to watch it? I'm going to try to break a record for how many people watch it based on the thumbnail A/B testing that I did. Shut up. Come on, Nona. Over here, girl. We're going this way. Come on, sweetie. Dude, I'm telling you guys, it's all a big lie, dude. Look, even these guys who think we're doing God's work. Really? What do you call God's work? We're informing people. Yeah, well, you know what? I think you used to do that. But I think your problem is now, and this is just coming from a guy who, I don't want 1 million subs. I don't want that kind of responsibility. And you know what? When you get to that level, you start to teeter off and go the other direction. And I'll never compromise my faith. I will never compromise, dude, ever. Watch out for Yodis, Nona. Watch out. So these guys used to have like good channels. And then they started to figure out, okay, YouTube wants to do this and they want me to do this. I can't say this. I can't act like this. So what do? Money's more important. So instead of everybody going the same direction against the YouTube guidelines, they start going with the guidelines and they start obeying and doing what YouTube wants instead of what their fans want. Now, the people that supported them, most of them are probably gone. It's the newer people, the people who are into drama. Oh, Erica Kirk, what'd she say? Oh, what'd she do? Oh my gosh, it's going on. Look, there's drama. Oh, it's a bunch of gossip, dude. And now you find a bunch of men gossiping about the gossip. I'm sorry, dude, but no offense, brother. You are not anywhere near some kind of good example that the world and these young men need to see. These young men need hope, love, respect, honor. They don't need drama. They don't need it. And what are you giving them? You're giving them drama. No one cares about Erica Kirk, bro. What did you think was going to happen to TPUSA when Charlie Kirk was killed? Oh, you thought it was going to balloon? There's going to be 1 million Charlie Kirks in the world? No, I don't think so. The people that were left over, were nothing near Charlie Kirk. He was a once-in-a-lifetime guy who's now in heaven, guaranteed illumined in white, dressed in white linen. Guaranteed Charlie Kirk's in heaven. Come on, Fiona. What did you think was going to happen to his organization? Everybody was so positive and so uplifting and outgoing, and everybody was like, man, now Charlie Kirk being killed, it's going to turn it. There's going to be 1 million Charlie Kirks in the U.S. We thought that, but that's your feelings at the time he was killed. You're not thinking about 6 months, a year down the road when TPUSA has imploded. You were hoping for the best, not being realistic. I was being realistic about it. I'm like, you know what? This sucks. This is sad. But now that Charlie Kirk is gone, that organization is finished. And look what they've done. Look what these guys have done to it. Look what they did to it, dude. Destroyed it. And the guy's wife, I don't know what her deal is. I don't know. I don't live in her head, and I don't want to. I got my own problems. You know, instead of focusing on these channels who focus on other people's problems and how they're not doing what a normal person does when they're grieving. I don't know if she had her husband killed. I don't know, dude. And even if you had the evidence, what the hell are you going to do about it? What is the government going to do about it? You know, they killed JFK. What did they ever do about it? Nothing. Even though you found out it was the CIA, what did you ever do about it? Nothing. And that's the point. What do you do with all the information? Nothing. You ain't doing nothing. Nobody's going to do it. No. What's wrong, girl? Come on. I don't like you doing that, sweetheart. Come on. One of my dogs, out of all of them, all 3 of them, these guys will listen, but my little one doesn't. She does what she wants. My little sweetheart. Little Fiona. Come on, little Nona. A guy like that, having a dog like that, man, he's no alpha male. He's no alpha. Yeah, but you know what I got, bro? I got love. I got love for my woman. I got love for my dogs. And most importantly, I have love for Jesus Christ, who is in heaven, sitting there with Charlie Kirk. Look, God is going to judge everybody in the world, including Erica Kirk, whether she's guilty or not. Now, it does make sense that the way that somebody acts after the death of a husband or a wife, it does matter how they act. But again, are you ever going to know the truth? Are you ever really going to know? Even if there's substantial evidence, are you ever really going to know? No, you're not. So why dwell on it? Why think about it? Why entertain yourself with the idea that someone else has about someone being guilty? How about this? You're guilty. You're guilty of sin. You're guilty of this. Look at this. This is an example. Let me get a good view here. This is an example of what people are doing, okay? They have this giant plank walking around. They're just walking around with this giant plank in their eye. Look, they're walking around like this and they're hitting things. Bam! Bam! They got this giant plank in their eye, right? And they're worried about the other people with planks in their eyes. Sorry, some of these flies out here bite you. I can't stand them. And they have this giant plank, and the other person has this giant plank in their eye, and they're all talking about each other's plank. Why don't you fix yourself? Because that is the most important thing, is you work on you. We're not going to have a society left. You know why? Because the people that turned into the Watchmen are now the people who are like watchmen for the government. And they keep you distracted. They're always distracting you. Erica Kirk. Oh my gosh, what'd she say? Oh my gosh, Brad Pitt. What did he say? Matthew McConaughey meets the Pope. And how about fixing the plank in your eye, bro? Man, I love being out here. There's something about being out here. I'm not going to be here for much longer. So, you know, I'm really enjoying this while I can. I'll tell you what, dude. I've had some, change the subject. I have had some dramatic spiritual experiences out here. This is the Indian Hills in Carson City, Nevada. And I have, stupid flies. I have grown in my faith so much out in these hills. Look at this whole area. I have grown out here running countless miles. I have 15,000 plus miles out here that I've run. The amount of shoes I've gone through, the amount of pain, the migraines I've had out here. Yeah, I get migraines sometimes. And I still run with them because I know if I quit, then I quit, and I can't live with myself if I quit. But having all of these experiences out here, climbing all these hills, and the amount of altitude and miles that I've run out here, it's been very spiritual for me. Listening to scripture, talking to friends about scripture, thinking about my woman and talking about scripture. Come on, guys. Come on, Nona. Just the different things that I've gone through out here, God whispering into my ear, just the level of Christ exposing himself to me out in this area is, there's really just no words for it. And it's mine. I own it and I love it. And I'm going to miss this place. But I'll be back here to run. I'll be back here to walk my dogs out in the hills. These flies are relentless. And when they bite you, bro, they pierce the skin and it hurts like hell. Look at her. How can you not love that little girl? So you guys kind of get where I'm going. All these dudes and all these chicks on YouTube, which I don't watch anymore, they've all got problems. And they're pointing out somebody else's problems to get clicks. Their life is probably a dumpster fire. When that camera turns off, the arguments start. The wife is pissed off. And whatever it is, you better make it right with her. The kids are upset you're spending too much time away. Family life ain't going good. And these guys are all unhealthy. You know, we need to start promoting Christ, health, fitness, tactical readiness, spiritual readiness. This is what we need to be promoting. And all of these dudes have the potential to do that. Why aren't they doing it? Well, they figure they get a lot more clicks and a lot more views and a lot more ad revenue when they talk about drama. So there's an incentive. But how is that hurting your soul? See, they're looking at the here and now and to pay the bills next week. I get it. I get it. I get it. But as a massive group of people on YouTube, you can change the tide to where YouTube is being dictated by you, the content creator. You know, start being a watchman for God. Don't be a watchman for the government. They want you distracted, dude. Look, they're sleepwalking us into World War III. And nobody's doing it. They're talking about Erica Kirk. Who gives a crap? Who cares? You need to focus on you and your spiritual life. God, these flies, dude, I can hear them. Focus on your spiritual life and how you're doing. And if you think you're doing all right, maybe you should watch your own YouTube video and look at yourself and look at that giant plank sticking out of your eye. And this is what it looks like. You got a giant plank and you're walking around with it. That's your plank. I got one too. But I focus on myself. I do self-introspection. What that means is you're looking at yourself. You're looking inside yourself and judging yourself by the standards that Christ laid out. And that's the real deal, dude. That's how you spiritually grow. Instead of wearing a shirt that says Isaiah, maybe you should read Isaiah. Maybe get on YouTube and start reading the book of Isaiah, like I do on my other channel. This channel right here, shadow banned. This channel's shadow banned. Because I talk about Israel and the United States. And look, we weren't wrong. Look, and anyone else reporting on it wasn't wrong either. They're taking over part of our military, guys. And look, it's fine you talk about it, because what are you going to do about it? Nothing. So, and again, what do we need to focus on? Well, we need to focus on our family, our friends, our spiritual insurance, which is the type of insurance that gets you to heaven. Doesn't pay your bills next week. It gets you to heaven to spend your time with Christ. How much time are you giving him? How many thoughts and prayers are you giving him? Are you asking for something every time you talk to God? Or are you telling God half the time, Lord, what would you like me to do today? Lord, how can I serve you today? Or are you just constantly asking for things? Lord, I need you to fix this area of my life. And Lord, I'm just so bent out of shape and hurt. Lord, I don't know what to do. Please help me. It's okay you do that. But from time to time, you need to mix it up. Lord, what can I do for you today? And dwell on that for a few minutes. And ask that question to Christ. And then open up scripture, random page, and start reading, and you might even just find an answer. Let's go, little Fiona. Well, anyways, where are we at? 25 minutes, great. I lost everybody's attention, because people's attention span is like 5 minutes. You know, and once they hear something they don't want to hear, they tune out. And that's fine, dude. You think I really care? I don't care. Bail then, dude. What, you think I make money on this stupid channel? No, I don't make money on it, and I don't want to make money on it. The whole purpose of me starting this video early on, or this channel early on, was to help young men Focus on things that actually matter in life. And what matters is what I was just telling you: family, friends, God. God being the number one. Not drama while pointing out other people's flaws, other people's problems, and not focusing on your own, because we all have them. And even though you're focusing on your problems and fixing your life, that doesn't mean you're scot-free for the next year. That means you're going to be attacked again and nailed. Don't crucify yourself. Think about that. In the comments, if you guys even made it this far, in the comments, put what you think I mean about what I just said. Don't crucify yourself every day. Carry your cross every day. That's more like it. I love you guys. I pray for you all. Pray for these people who report on crap but do nothing about the truth. You can't do anything about it. What did Christ say? I am the truth, the way, and the life, in the book of John. Do not let your hearts be troubled. You believe in God, believe also in me. John 1:1. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil, for you are with me. Train your mind to be stronger than your feelings, or you may lose it. Proverbs 25, verse 28. My beautiful, wonderful wife gave me that one, and it has changed my life. Work on yourself. Don't worry about these people. Don't think about Erica Kirk. Don't think about Candace Owens. Don't think about this, that. Jerry Springer is live on YouTube 24/7. Now, Jerry Springer has turned into all of these different people on YouTube that are reporting nonsense bullcrap. They're all a bunch of little Jerry Springers. You had one Jerry Springer and Oprah Winfrey. Now you have a million of them. Tune out. Tune out. I'm out of here, you guys. Take care. Come give me a big smooch. Mwah. Love you guys. I'm out of here. Like I just said, look, you don't have to listen to me. I'm a jack. I'm just some dude. I've been around the block. I know what's going on, but I don't know everything. But some of the things that I pointed out in this video, you can learn from. So take it, do what you will with it, and that's it. I'm out of here. Later.